Hey there, Marvel fans. Welcome back to Usof Reacts, where we dive deep into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Today, we're traveling back to 2011 to talk about the movie that introduced us to the God of Thunder himself, Thor. So, grab your hammers and let's get started. Thor, directed by Kenneth Branagh, begins in the mythical realm of Asgard. We're introduced to Thor, the powerful but arrogant god played by Chris Hemsworth. After reigniting an ancient war, Thor is banished to Earth by his father, Odin Anthony Hopkins, to learn humility. Stripped of his powers, Thor must navigate the complexities of Earth and prove himself worthy to wield his mighty hammer, Mjolnir, once again. On Earth, Thor meets astrophysicist Jane Foster, portrayed by Natalie Portman, and her team. As Thor tries to adapt to his new surroundings, back in Asgard, Thor's brother Loki, Tom Hiddleston, seizes the throne, leading to a climactic battle that spans both realms. Let's talk characters. Chris Hemsworth brings a perfect blend of strength and vulnerability to Thor. His journey from arrogance to humility is compelling. Meanwhile, Tom Hiddleston's Loki quickly became a fan favorite. His complex portrayal of the mischievous and conflicted villain added depth to the story. Anthony Hopkins as Odin brings gravitas to the role, serving as the stern but loving father. The dynamic between Odin, Thor, and Loki is central to the film, exploring themes of family, betrayal, and redemption. The visual effects in Thor are stunning. Asgard is depicted as a realm of breathtaking beauty and grandeur. The Rainbow Bridge, the Bifrost, and the vast landscapes all contribute to the film's epic feel. On the music front, Patrick Doyle's score is majestic and powerful, perfectly complementing the film's tone. The music enhances both the grandiose and intimate moments, making the overall experience more immersive. The powerful but arrogant god Thor is cast out of Asgard to live amongst humans in Midgard-Earth, where he soon becomes one of their finest defenders. The warrior Thor Chris Hemsworth is cast out of the fantastic realm of Asgard by his father Odin Sir Anthony Hopkins for his arrogance and sent to Earth to live amongst humans. Falling in love with scientist Jane Foster, Natalie Portman teaches Thor much-needed lessons. And his newfound strength comes into play as a villain from his homeland sends dark forces toward Earth. A war is waged between the Frost Giants and Thor's Chris Hemsworth's homeland. Loki Tom Hiddleston fights for his right to the throne. Thor is cast out of Asgard by his father Odin Sir Anthony Hopkins and sent to Midgard-Earth as punishment for his arrogance and disobedience in his battle. He loses his powers of the hammer until it returns to him on Earth and he pulls it from the ground. In his fight for his own freedom on Earth, he meets scientist Jane Foster Natalie Portman and falls in love with her. Thor then battles the evil forces of his brother Loki along with a robotic giant destroyer that attacks a town. After wanting to wage war against the Frost Giants, the mighty warrior Thor Chris Hemsworth is cast out from Asgard by his father Odin Sir Anthony Hopkins and sent down to Earth. With no way home and his hammer Mjolnir lost, Thor struggles to reclaim his powers. Meanwhile, on Asgard, Thor's devious brother Loki Tom Hiddleston had seized the throne and seeks to help the Frost Giants reclaim their glory. With help from scientist Jane Foster Natalie Portman and her team, Thor must learn the true virtue of being a hero and return home to stop Loki and save Asgard from destruction. The reckless Thor Chris Hemsworth, son of Odin Sir Anthony Hopkins, challenges his brother Loki's Tom Hiddleston's claim to the throne of Asgard. To teach him humility, Odin casts the young warrior down to Earth to live amongst humans. Robbed of his powers, Thor falls in love with scientist Jane Foster Natalie Portman, while Loki usurps the throne of Asgard for evil gain and plans revenge. Thor's love for Jane and his lessons of humility turn him into the true hero and legendary and immortal warrior, defender of the people of the Earth, saving them from destruction. 3 scientists, Jane Foster Natalie Portman, Eric Selvig Stellan Skarsgård, and Darcy Lewis Kat Dennings are in a 4WD van in New Mexico and see a lightning storm develop and they drive toward it. Jane is convinced that she has the ability to predict the appearance of Einstein-Rosen bridge, or wormholes in other words. The van hits a man inside the maelstrom, and they stop. It is a well-built blonde-haired man, semi-conscious. In 965 AD on Earth, the frost giants visited Norway. They used the Tesseract and its limitless power to try and convert Earth into a frozen wasteland. Asgardians followed with their armies and joined humans in fighting the frost giants. A battle in 965 AD between frost giants and Asgardians starts on Earth. The Asgardians force the frost giants to retreat to their own home world. The Asgard win and take over the casket of ancient winters which contained the Tesseract and return to their realm. The speaker is Odin Anthony Hopkins talking to his two sons, one blonde, the other a more thoughtful dark-haired boy. Odin says both of them are worthy but only one can be king. Odin says that a wise king never seeks war but is always ready for it. Frigga Renee Russo is the mother to Thor and Loki. Years later Asgard is celebrating. The blonde is now the adult Thor Chris Hemsworth and he's becoming crown prince. His brother Loki Tom Hiddleston is jealous. Before Odin can announce, there are intruders in the secure rooms that hold the frost giant power casket. A large destroyer robot kills the intruders and saves the day. Examining the remains, Odin seems unperturbed, yet Thor is angry and wants to attack the frost giants. Odin orders Thor to stand down and says that he is not the king yet. Thor gathers Loki and his friends, Volstagray Stevenson, Fandral Josh Dallas, Kogun Katanobu Asano, and Sif Jamie Alexander and are transported to the frost giant planet, Jotunheim. Heimdall allows Thor and his friends to pass as even he wants to know how the frost giants got past him to enter Asgard. King Laufey Comfeor taunts the Asgardian heroes, and a battle starts. Loki survives as frost can't touch him and his skin turns blue just as the skin color of the other frost giants. Laufey releases a huge beast and the Asgard run for their lives. Odin arrives to save the day. He apologizes to Laufey and takes the group home. Odin is angry at Thor and banishes him to Earth and strips him of his power. He also sends his hammer Mjolnir saying only worthy can use it. Back in desert, Thor is aggressive and Darcy tasers him and takes him to hospital. Jane is attracted to him. Thor escapes from the hospital, but Jane again catches up with him and take him with her. Thor is looking for his hammer and follows the reports of a satellite crash 50 miles away. Jane had all the data that suggests Thor traveled through a wormhole to arrive on Earth, but Agent Coulson arrives and takes all her equipment away. The hammer is already under government protection, who also take Jane's research notes. Thor attacks at night but is subdued when he can't lift the hammer. Back in Asgard, the three friends suspect Loki had something to do with Thor's banishment. Loki realizes he is not a pure Asgard and Odin had admitted he was taken from Jotunheim as an infant and raised as his own. Loki is confused and angry as Odin falls into a coma. Odin's leap upon being confronted. Loki becomes acting king. Agent Coulson Clark Gregg questions Thor. Loki appears and tells Thor that Odin is dead and he can't be brought back to Asgard. Eric tells Coulson that Thor is Jane's ex-husband and he is let go. Thor and Eric have a drink and Eric passes out. Thor explains his background to Jane. Loki freezes the portal guard Heimdall Idris Elba the All-Seeing. All-hearing Asgardian sentry of the Bifrost Bridge then goes and meets Laufey. It was Loki that allowed the frost giants into Asgard to go for the power casket earlier. He makes a deal with Laufey that he will let them into Asgard again to kill Odin and have their casket. In return, they will go home in peace. Loki commands the destroyer to go to Earth and kill Thor. The giant robot arrives in the NM desert and starts blasting everything with a heat ray. Thor and the three scientists attempt to get everyone away safely. Thor confronts the destroyer and asks Loki to leave the humans alone in return for himself. Loki can see and hear what is going on from Asgard. The destroyer gives Thor a vicious backhand slap and sends him tumbling, apparently dead. Jane runs to the body in tears. However, Thor's selfless act in protecting his friends proves him worthy to once again wield Mjolnir, which frees itself from the crater and returns to Thor's hand. He is transformed to full life and vigor and once again fitted in his red cape and armor. He easily defeats the destroyer and tries to return to Asgard, promising Jane he will return. In Asgard, the frost giants invade through the portal, walking past the frozen guard. Loki goes to Odin's bedchamber and, as he prepares to kill the Norse god, Loki kills Loki to appear to be the hero. Although frozen, Heimdall is conscious and manages to break free. He brings Thor back to Asgard. Thor flies quickly to fight the frost giants. Loki goes to the Bifrost portal and sets it up to destroy the ice planet realm. Thor tries to stop him and the two engage in combat. Thor immobilizes Loki with Mjolnir and starts to destroy the portal to stop the process. As everything crumbles, the two brothers fall into space, but Odin is there to hold Thor, who holds Loki's staff. Loki admits defeat and allows himself to fall into the disappearing Bifrost bridge. All seems back to normal on Asgard. Odin is sad how it all turned out. Thor pines for Jane, but Heimdall assures him she is looking for him. Back on Earth, Jane is in a new lab with new equipment. In a post-credits scene, Selvig is taken to A.S. Hyrule facility, where Nick Fury opens a briefcase and asks him to study a mysterious cube-shaped object, which Fury says may hold untold power. An invisible Loki prompts Selvig to agree. In conclusion, Thor is a pivotal entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It successfully introduces a complex character and a new realm while balancing action, humor, and emotion. Chris Hemsworth's charismatic performance and Tom Hiddleston's nuanced villainy set the stage for future films. Whether you're a longtime fan or new to the MCU, Thor is a must-watch. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more Marvel content. Let me know in the comments your favorite moment from Thor. Until next time, stay heroic.